These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Swiss stage of Worlds 2024.
Disdain from Whippo, immediately going after Viper. Flash for flash, summoner spells up there, as now HLE making their play here in the mid lane on to Quad. He'll get stunned up, gunned down, first blood, HLE.
Nicely done, didn't even need Zeka to get involved in the play. Delight and Peanut group up and knock down Quad.
If they can get this dive before the Urgot hits level 6, surely there's no threat at all on these guys. Whippo finding his ulti now. Doran be taken a little bit low, but not low enough. Whippo's down, nicely executed by the HLE top and jungle duo, and the massive minion wave now just being eaten up by the turret, as at least Inspired claims the Drake. A little bit of a silver lining here for FlyQuest.
Yeah, that's really tough. Whippo will be able to TP back and get a good chunk of that wave, but losing a lot of minions there. And it was just that early chunk from Doran, had the XP advantage, immediately jumps in, pops the ult, chunks down Whippo, and you can see Whippo tried to bend that ulti around to not hit Peanut and hit Doran, but couldn't actually find the right angle there to do so. Inspired up here will at least be able to take a grub or two away.
Ooh, Zeka taking a lot of damage there in mid lane, but not enough. And the problem too with the Urgot is, remember, even if you hit the ulti on him, it does have a couple of seconds that the guy is stuck in the grinder before the execute happens. So if you're already super low on HP, sometimes you'll die in the animation and you still can't get the kill. Void Grubs will be mostly secured by Inspired, is the 1 for HLE, 2 for FlyQuest.
These players are so talented individually. You're expecting that they're going to get more done in those 1v1s, in those 2v2s. See, Quad in trouble.
Nice engage from Zeka, going in for the Fate Sealed. One little bit more damage on the Quad, and the minions finish him off.
Play champions was Yone, right? And it's even better now in this meta, so it is very difficult. Nice sidestep from Masu.
Yeah, Masu staying alive for now, but the hostile takeover just misses everything. Masu and Busio trying to fight back, but Masu's bailout isn't going to be enough. Peanut ends up taking the kill, and now Busio has no way out. HLE, the easy 2v2 here, gets Doran paid back in the mid lane. Zeka's trying to get out. FlyQuest are finally on the board.
Lanes, if you ever go for an aggressive disdain on the Urgot and you miss, you're just going to get run down and killed here by the Jax. So, you know, already it feels like only 11 minutes in, Whippo's going to be kind of on that back foot, and Quad has been put very far behind by the early gank, put him in a tough spot, and then Zeka finds the solo kill. So your carries aren't really in that spot that you wanted them to be in.
I mean, I think that Peanut has been the star for HLE so far in this early game. Just, he's basically been sacrificing these early objectives to get his lane into heads, and now with the strength that they have, it allows them to better contest these next objectives. Approach this, and Inspired's not even going to try. He's going to go back to clearing. And Amumu with a very fast clear speed, getting to a good point. But again, it's still Peanut that has the gold advantage for now. They set their sights on a potential play on top side. But again, like, God, this vision from Hanwha from start to finish has just been so good at keeping track of exactly where Inspired is and what options Peanut has.
And I think it's just Peanut kind of picking up where he left off in the LCK. This guy has been so good for HLE this year. And we do have Busio reading that there could be a potential dive here, so is going to cover Quad, and I think that's a tough dive into the Renata with the bailout. You know, won't be likely to look for that. So FlyQuest are going to be able to get something on the top side of the map. They do get first tower there for Whippo. They're a good team.
I know. Thaddeus, we are North American commentators. We have been conditioned to...
Thaddeus, your team lost to the
really
minor
be
region.
fighting as the
No, sorry, I was just...
we're just trying to fight.
No, it's fine, it's fine. It's like, I didn't mean to offend. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
He's not good. Don't lie to him.
The Herald is not good either. It is claimed now by HLE. Peanut going to pick that one up. Tier 1 in the top side. Only turret in the game claimed so far was the Tier 1 top. FlyQuest killing that from HLE, but now it's going to be traded back for the Tier 1 mid.
Yes,
I agree with you.
So he's becoming stronger, but Inspired?
Oh.
Okay. Ooh, flashing forward for the Curse of the Sad Mummy. They immediately throw down the miasma to stop Zeka from being able to get away. Nicely done from Inspired and Quad working together to guarantee this one. But now Whippo's going to be the target for HLE on the other side of the map. Viper flies in with that killer instinct, but it's Whippo who still falls. Meanwhile, back in the bottom lane, the Tier 1 turret is taken down as Inspired goes back in for another bandage toss. Busio not there in time to follow it up with an additional CC, so body's going to be traded back and forth across the rift.
Secure. And you're completely right, Azale, that it feels like that even though FlyQuest found a good pick, Hanwha Life is just getting more, and speaking of more...
Uh-oh, Inspired, about to get crashed down to Pawn. He'll try to get away, but the CC is too much, combined with Doran's damage. The Hanwha Life top laner now on a rampage, but Quad's trying to follow it up here, goes in for the Petrifying Gaze. Hanwha's getting locked up. Peanut and Doran both trying to flash back away as they put the damage into Quad, who's barely staying alive with an extra 100 HP. The bailout can't save him, and Hanwha Life is out fighting FlyQuest. Bwipo's still trying to escape, and Doran re-engages with a counter-strike, leap strike combo. HLE don't lose a single man. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was worried about. Even if the game is close, Hanwha Life have incredible skill at fighting.
The chain TC onto the top side of Hanwha Life was going to come through, and there was a great opportunity for FlyQuest to turn this around.
Really been stymied by this ward. It caught them on that last play they were looking for, and they sweep out the brush.
I think it's
but
gone.
They just don't realize it's there.
Yeah, FlyQuest, they're way too late. Inspired, he even gets caught with a Glacial Prison and the Magnet Storm, so there's no chance for a steal. Now Zeka tries to jump in. Delight's surely going to be caught out here. Inspired with the flash over the wall, tries to get the damage he needs. Bwipo flashing forward with the Fear Beyond Death, chasing down Viper. Bwipo's going to grab that kill. It's 3 dead on HLE. It was a Baron for the Korean team, but North America takes 4 in trade.
FlyQuest making a very decisive play off of the engage there from Inspired. They flash into the pit, they find a great ulti. It becomes, can you win the next fight? Because again, you look towards these summoners.
Uh-oh, that's not a fight, man. That is an execution for HLE. They catch Inspired right there near the Gromp.
Exactly, soul point for that Hextech soul, very problematic. I don't think FlyQuest would have been able to fight for that one either anyway. You know, without flash on Bwipo, without flash on Quad, they won that fight, but it cost them a lot. Now it's negative 600. Yeah, sure, that's not great, but that was just a swing of more than 1,000 gold off the kill on Inspired, the taking camps, the pushed waves. HLE again, you know, getting that edge.
Kaisa at the 3 fully completed items now. You've also got 3 full items completed for Quads. Cassio, there's your Glacial Prison. Zeka wanted to jump in and follow it up, but Inspired chases him back to the Soul Unbound. TP's about to arrive from Bwipo. Zeka with a flash away, barely staying alive. Hostile takeover forces out a couple of flashes, but doesn't get a whole lot. Delight's now going to be put into the grinder. Fear Beyond Death finds him. Inspired, and the rest of FlyQuest chasing after Peanut now. Masu, spear after spear, and he's ready to go. It's 2 dead on HLE. FlyQuest with another big fight.
Masu with a beautiful cleanse there as well. On the ultimate from the Sejuani, instantly is able to cleanse out of that, sidestep the follow-up play, and they get the kills. They're pushing the tier 2. They're trying to defend the base on the other side, though, as Jax is pushing here into Quad.
Crucially, we once
Viper
again...
with the killer instinct, he goes in after Masu. The bailout is not there in time. Viper with a 1v2 shows his fangs.
Wow, incredible play there from Viper.
And the fear on a Peanut.
And then they turn it onto the Sejuani. Now, though, as we cut back to live.
Back to live, and Bwipo is in a 1v4. Sterix Gage to try to keep him alive. Inspired jumps in. Hostile takeover forces HLE back the other direction. Peanut now in some danger himself. Right back into the grinder.
Oh, he went through the portal.
Rampage.
They're trying to flank them.
But now, Bwipo trying to juggle Viper back around the other direction. Viper's in a bad spot, trying to use the stasis to stay alive as Bwipo gives him the thumbs up. Bwipo stays alive. Inspired and Quad now looking for a little bit more. Back into Doran, who goes for the flash counter-strike, but it ain't gonna work out so well. Doran dies to the Petrifying Gaze. It'll be Baron for FlyQuest.
Bwipo survives, they kill Peanut, they get Doran, they take down Viper, they lose no one, and they're gonna get the Baron as well.
Once again, Hanwha Life overforced the play. They think that they can get a quick and easy pick onto Bwipo. Shielding there was fantastic. Bwipo almost lost his life at the very end, but it was enough. The Dragonaut stolen Peanut.
Yeah, Peanut wanted to jump over the wall. He has no flash. Peanut trying to flex there, steal away, earn the soul, but instead it's just another death for HLE.
Strengths on the map. They're sending 5 members to the top side. I think they need to catch mid-wave. The 3rd Baron of the game. Bwipo needs to be careful.
Trouble.
Yeah, Bwipo's gonna get jumped on here yet again. That is their target. Hostile takeover comes in from Busio. Bwipo's still barely hanging on. Sterix finally gonna proc. There is the bailout, but it won't bail out a damn thing. FlyQuest gonna get caught in their own jungle. Masu's already almost dead, and Doran swoops in to guarantee it. HLE finally find the angle they're looking for, and FlyQuest are lambs to the slaughter. Viper's got a triple kill, and Quad's the last man standing. HLE HLE beat him down into the dirt. It's a quadra kill for Viper, an ace for HLE, and a victory march down the mid lane. It was a lot closer than a lot of us were expecting, but the outcome stays the same. HLE, 33 minutes in, will barrel straight to the Nexus and a 1-0 lead.
I don't know if I like Hanwha Life's draft, though.
Like samurais with one sword?
It is a bit disjointed, I do think.
That when I maybe I just don't fully understand it. And you'll notice as well, Zeka played it well by utilizing the E from Yone to navigate his way past the snowballers. Peanut hovers around top. Ghost gonna be popped.
Ghost from Whippo, but now he's heading back the other direction. That might not be the right choice.
Good
Whippo's
shield.
down to 100 HP. He doesn't want to lose out on all this EXP from the minions. Picks up his axe, throws another undertow back. Doran flashing to guarantee the last turret shot doesn't fire off, but it's still first blood over to Hanwha Life Esports. The quad right behind him, about to hit the ulti here on the Hui. As Inspired, again, just rolling that snowball around for some extra mobility. Going to make his way over into the Void Grub pit, but Peanut is showing up now to intercept him. Whippo only at half HP, turns back onto Doran, who, remember, does not have the flash. Inspired being first to this fight means that Doran doesn't want to try to jump on Whippo and burst him down.
The problem is the pressure in mid lane. It's Zeka that's always able to get that prio. He's kind of continuing to get the individual advantages over quad in the way that he's trading. And with that prio, he's able to work with Peanut. I mean, the good news from Inspired is he's able to get one. Nunu, he chomps on camps very quickly. And he's able to at least secure for the potential 4-grub buff later.
It's that massive concern when you are playing Olaf. You need to be ahead of the pace of the game. This is a champion with essentially zero utility, or as close to zero utility as you can get. Yeah, you have a slow on your Q, but that is about it. So you have to be strong, you have to be able to charge in there, survive, and punish people. And look where Peanut's positioning. Peanut's already there to actually zone him off when he walks back. So if Inspired is not covering Whippo some more, Whippo is going to be completely out of this game. And even if the rest of the map goes well, it's not going to matter because you're playing 4v5 for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and now he's trying to make his way back, pops the Ragnarok, wants to turn it back onto the jungler, I would have to think, but it's so difficult to do. Finally using the W shield, just barely staying alive, but surely he's just dead now. Cole the Meek, Whippo is out for the second time, and Hanwha Life is doing a great job bullying this Olaf.
I mean, how much worse can HLE make this early game?
All right, Inspired's coming in. Goes from Whippo, chasing after Doran, popping the Ragnarok, wants to get as much damage as possible. Whippo's gonna be the first one to tank the turret, and Whippo, with the help from Inspired, FlyQuest looking to bring him back into this one.
Yeah, canceling it out, basically. When Zeka got that far back, he was gonna be under his tower if they went for the dive. Just knows there's not really an angle for the grubs when Whippo can't really respond.
Uh-oh. Speaking of not being able to respond, Doran going all the way in here for the slice, the dice, the dive. It's nice. Doran getting a solo kill now. He doesn't even need Peanut anymore. The Croc is all grown up and getting it done.
Press the claw back in. I mean, honestly, if you're FlyQuest, you're looking for 4v4s and you're looking to be able to outplay in those 4v4s. You're hoping that there's...
Oh, the attempted engage from Busio, but the Zenith Blade is interrupted with a steadfast presence. Viper gets away, both summoner spells spent on that one. Flash, shielded Daybreak from Busio to try to lock up Peanut, but it ain't gonna work out so well. TP reinforcements from HLE. Busio's stuck in the middle of 4 players, and he ain't gonna get away from this one. Peanut's gonna be the trade, at least a 1-for-1 here in the scrap, but Masu is on the run. The Mystic shot, but the flash from the Callista keeps him alive.
Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, I still think it's very positive for FlyQuest. You went 1-for-1 when you're heavily down in gold. You got the TP off Zeka, you got flash off Peanut, you got both summoners off of Viper, you got the ignite off Delight. You know, they did force out a lot. Yes, it did cost them the flash off Masu and the summoners from Busio, but still overall, I think it's a pretty positive play, and they're going to need to make these incremental...
FlyQuest, Cloud Soul, not quite as potent as some other ones could be, but on a champion like Olaf, it's really good. 2v1 here in the bottom lane. Spiraling Despair connects onto Doran. Do they have enough damage to take him out, though? It's just Busio and Quad's already used most of his spells. Severing Bolt doesn't hit the target, and Doran lives.
Look top, look top.
Zeka now in some trouble as the snowball's making its way in, but a nice flash away from it when Inspired can't make the turn. Whippo looking for a little bit more damage here to chase this guy down. The absolute zero isn't going to get a whole lot, and now Zeka can reset his shield with the last breath. Another kill for HLE.
Nicely done by Zeka there. Bought so much time, dashing back and forth, creating space, allows HLE to come in and reinforce, but still, it's a great play from FlyQuest on that bottom side. Even though they don't kill Doran, they force his flash, they force his ulti, they take down the tier 1 tower and get more gold in the hands of Quad.
Ultimately, the problem is,
Another dive, this time on mid lane. It's Viper! Shot to pieces with the spears, the shutdown, but it ends up going over to Busio.
That's actually so unlucky there. The Ignite tick took it right after the Ren went through, so Masu rendered them down to a couple HP, and the Ignite is what gives that shutdown gold over. You would have really loved to get that in the hands of Masu. They're going to look again. No flash, remember.
All right, Zeka could be in some danger here, but he might just try to turn it around back onto Bwipo with a redemption coming in, though. Bwipo will stay alive, and the shutdown this time goes over to Quad.
So the problem I had with the play from earlier is that FlyQuest was trying to make too many plays on the map, and by making a play both bot and top, it was going to be difficult to respond to the response from HLE, who were able to find that kill. The good news for FlyQuest is they find another kill top, but by investing 3 members top and including the TP from Quad, they leave the bot lane tower completely exposed for Doran to be able to secure, and the mid lane tower ends up falling thanks to the Rift Herald dropped by Hanwha Life. So they still hold on to about a 2.5k gold lead. They set their sights on Doran, though.
All right, that snowball will not find the angle that Inspired wants.
He's gonna get rooted by the E.
Doran's trying to use his teleport to get away, but that is not how it's gonna work. Nunu's shield to keep himself alive against some of Doran's bursts, and Inspired will just disengage it as Doran gets caught and wastes a very critical summoner spell in the process.
On top side, this might be them just giving the dragon. We'll see if FlyQuest can secure it.
Zeka does have his teleport, and it looks like HLE are calling to use it. Busio eating a couple of shots here as FlyQuest is looking to DPS the Drake down. They've got Nunu and Kalista together. They should be able to secure this one, but they immediately get rid of the Nunu, and it's stolen away by Peanut. Bwipo's in the middle of everybody, but he's already going to be killed. They're trying to turn it back on the Doran on FlyQuest's side, but it ain't going to work. He survives the Spiraling Despair, and now Zeka's into the backline here as well, but he might just get killed. Quad grabbing the kill on that one as Delight tries to get away, but Masu is putting him like a pincushion down here in the bottom lane. Quad ends up taking the kill, and FlyQuest, they lose the objective, but they come out +1 on the kills.
But as they go, we're back to live, we're back to another fight. Peanut's caught.
Peanut on this Zyra has his flash, but it's the only escape mechanism available, and it looks like FlyQuest is ready to collapse. Peanut knows there's no point in even wasting the summoner spell there.
FlyQuest are really finding their opportunities. They're not just rolling over, they're playing their comps win conditions here.
They just get caught, and this is not something I typically associate with HLE. Their team fighting, however, can't afford to be underestimated as...
Oh, nice lock up there with a solar flare from Busio, but Delight can still get himself away. A good Zyra tactic, using the ulti, the Stranglethorns to force it down. Inspired and Masu know it's there. A nice sidestep on the Keeper's Verdict from Inspired. He's wanting to keep it leashed. FlyQuest is threatening to just try to steal it away. They even dropped the redemption, but the burst already onto Masu. They're going to be able to kill him up, but FlyQuest claims the Baron. A little bit more damage, might be able to kill Delight. They're trying to chase after him. Now you got the Ragnarok. Peanut trying to get away with a flashback over the wall. FlyQuest still in hot pursuit. Doran and Peanut looking to get away, but Viper is dead!
A massive team fight win for FlyQuest.
He just doesn't let you leech it, and now they're going for Zeka.
Busio wants in. They knock Zeka up into the air, but the wind wall is doing a ton of heavy lifting, keeping the Yasuo alive. Busio has gone in too far. Spiraling Despair is there. Zeka survives the explosion, and Doran now chases after Quad.
Found ways to get gold and found ways to give FlyQuest a chance in this game.
He's also found a way behind enemy lines. Bwipo is on the flank. He's pretty isolated right now. Peanut is already down. Solar Flare sets it up for Bwipo to knock it down, and now it's a double kill, and Zeka is already dead here too. Doran running away. FlyQuest pushing again. They are out fighting HLE, and FlyQuest have a 5v3.
It's Bwipo on the flank after he forced Peanut's flash over by the Baron. They get in on the backline. They use the Severing Bolt from Quad as well.
Cut through that Zyra, made it look seamless as they get themselves their third dragon of the game.
That was Bwipo's stats in game number 1. Despite the fact that it ended in a FlyQuest loss, despite the fact that Bwipo getting caught at that Gromp at the end did end in tragedy.
And it might seem weird to you that he's got magic resistance. Oh, hang on.
Hold on now. Inspired, eating a little bit of damage here, but they're going to stun up Doran instead. Spiraling Despair. The Sterix Gauge is not going to keep the Gator alive. Baron is up.
They're going to start the Baron here. They're going to try to force HLE into a 4v5 fight. Look at where Zeka is. He's got a TP.
The rest of HLE still has all of their resources, though. Keep it in mind. Looks like they're not going to fight for it. Zeka just trying to take the tier 2 instead.
They're going to try to play for the bot lane tier 2 and try to set up for this dragon because they know they can't give soul. So they're trying to play for the tier 2s. They're pushing up mid. They're pushing up bot. They're trying to get vision here to try to play to deny soul. They know if they give up soul from this spot, they are very close to losing the game.
Big gold influx there with 2 tier 2s being knocked down. Zeka wants to use the TP. It's interrupted by Inspired. They found the Yasuo, but do they have the follow-up in time? HLE reinforcing their mid laner as FlyQuest cannot get the pick in time.
But he's going to be late to the play. He can't use his TP, so the tier 2 tower is gone. Bwipo can base, buy another item, and look for Soul here.
I want to try to contest this, but it looks like that's not the play. The Dragon Soul should be secured here, barring something completely wacky, and that's it. Soul secured for FlyQuest.
The interrupt onto Zeka's back was so important.
Really depend on just stealing an objective.
Now, we have to see if FlyQuest can keep this momentum up, if they can keep this late game feeling clean. It's almost 30 minutes on the clock. They've got the Soul, they've got the Baron. Solar Flare isn't going to find anything, but it will create some space. Inspired still trying to frontline as Bwipo's ready to go berserk and dive right on in, but a Keeper's Verdict knocks one of the remaining players of FlyQuest away. It's already put trouble. Going over to Fly. Doran into the back line. Quad in some trouble, but he flashes away. Bwipo needs a little bit more damage, but he ain't going to find Viper. FlyQuest, though, still firing back into Doran. They don't have the damage for the kill here just yet. A flash forward from Inspired for a point-blank snowball as Masu rescues Busio, but he's caught by the Strangle Thorns, and Viper's got the damage to kill him. Busio's gonna be cleaned up now as well. FlyQuest force hard, trying to look for the big moment there. It ends up being a 2-for-2. 3-for-2.
Nice combo though. Snowball into the Severing Bolt. Chunks out Viper quite a bit, and they're going to threaten here.
Yeah, they want to fully engage this time. They've got a lot of damage onto the light, and that is an easy pick for FlyQuest. 5v4 now for the next 40 seconds. They're going to continue to push under the tier 3 turret. Stranglethorn's used to not great efficacy. Peanut still trying to get away back through the wall as the Ragnaroking Bwipo zones everybody else out. He's got to be careful about this when he's tanking a lot of damage here from the tier 3 turret. FlyQuest needs another wave as HLE hold on. FlyQuest got the Baron down to about half, and the TP's coming in from Zeka. There's a lot of spears from Kalista in this Baron right now, with Kalista and Inspired together. FlyQuest are going to try to secure it, and they've already got it. Bwipo running into the middle of everybody. Doran trying to do the same thing on the opposite side. Keeper's Verdict again going to find a single ejection, as now Doran is already down. Masu's grabbing the first kill. FlyQuest is ready to keep going, and Busio's got a lockup, but he may have gone too far forward. Busio's going to be killed there by the True Shot Barrage, a 1-for-1 trade, as FlyQuest claims the Baron. Hit. TP ready to join. Delight is behind. A 4v4 for the next 15 seconds. Doran is still capable of joining. You gotta be careful if you're on HLE. Zeka's here on the front line, but a beautiful True Shot Barrage. Quad's gonna be taken down surely. Zeka's gonna find him with the last breath, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Bwipo's still here on the front line. Viper running and gunning. He kites him out. He fights it out. Him against Masu and Inspired. But the Nunu and Kalista together will secure the Elder Dragon. Doran respawns, but he has to defend the base.
And now they can try to look to push here. They have the extra man. Busio has respawned. They're going to try to go down towards bot. They're looking to see if they can actually catch Viper, but they're not going to be able to do it, so it is just the objective.
Force a fight. Inspired rolling in with a snowball. Baron's got 10 seconds left on it. FlyQuest knows if they want to try to hard force, it's got to be now. The top lane tier 3 turret is down. Top lane inhibitor is down. FlyQuest marching towards the Nexus turrets of HLE. Inspired throws a snowball, but he doesn't want to overcommit here just yet. Elder is still active. They're diving in towards HLE. Delight's going to be here on the front line, already executed by the Elder Dragon. Doran's going to be killed off next. They're doing it! Already dead for HLE. FlyQuest going for the throat. Zeka will not survive. A double kill back over to Quad. Nexus turret still standing, but they're the only damn thing. FlyQuest, they've still got everybody. It's only Viper to try to defend here at just a barely hanging on second Nexus turret. That one's already down. Nexus turret number 2, it's on its way into the rubble pit as well. FlyQuest defying expectations, taking us to game 3.
Important things to take into consideration here. Hanwha Life have taken an approach of comfort, right? Zeka on the Silas, you already talked about it, Flowers. It was something that we saw very prevalent in his World Championship run.
That's what they're doing right here. They know that Hanwha Life is more interested in the grubs. They will concede that entire trio, but instead Inspired immediately ready to jump into the Drake pit, claim that first Drake, Hex Tech Drake, so it means there won't be that super valuable Hex Tech Soul, but Zeka now has to retreat away from Quad back here in the mid lane. No ultimate expended for either champion, but Zeka does lose out on the HP trade.
Behind in terms of farm, you can see that gold discrepancy slowly starting to build. Overall though, FlyQuest.
Gage, Busio, Shattering Strike into the crash down, but Peanut is here. He's got the Impale, and this is surely first blood for HLE, and they're putting it on the dude who wants it most. Viper's getting paid.
And they do cancel recall one more time. Bwipo could be in some danger. They're going to look for a wraparound.
Yeah, remember that Bwipo does have the ability to use the ulti to try to get away, but they stand right in front of him exactly the way you want to outplay the Sion ulti. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Busio and Inspire trying to make the play here on Delight, but a beautiful amount of damage from Viper there with a Feather Call. Now he tries to get a little bit more, and Viper outplays him and slays him down here in the bottom lane. HLE's AD carry does not want to lose this series.
Now HLE going to be able to take 6 grubs. This is a very commanding position for them.
And crucially, it's a situation where both junglers are making plays on opposite sides of the map. On HLE's side, it succeeds. It gets them kills, it gets them plates, it gets them grubs. On the bot side, it fails. And on top of that, Viper is the one to benefit from the kills.
Yeah, exactly. And
sets his sights on that tower. The plates haven't even finished yet. We're not 14 minutes in. But HLE can just continue to play around the strength of their bottom lane right now, move them around the map. I say that typically you'd expect them to be pushing bot so they could secure the Drake, but they're going to move Zeka off to bot. Doran's going to catch mid, and they're going to get themselves their first dragon of the game.
But we'll see what FlyQuest can do from here, because obviously they were down 3,000 gold, you know, this early or even earlier last game.
They've been down every game.
And, you know, so it's a less significant disadvantage than they were in last game. I still feel like their spot is okay.
First items coming online across the board, really. Rod of Ages again for the Cassiopeia. Peanut wanting to make a gank up here into the top lane, but this time Bwipo can use that ultimate to get himself away in time. The Impale interrupts his decimating smash. They're looking for a little bit more damage onto him here. Viper free-firing pretty hard onto the Sion, but Bwipo again just knocking him back up into the air. Blade Caller takes him low, but it won't take him down. As Hanwha Life still just trying to get this wave pushed up. They would love to be able to knock down the last little bit of this turret. Bwipo barely hanging on, almost no HP left. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, another fight's going to be breaking out as Zeka and Delight try to stay in a fight, but Bwipo's going to be killed underneath the tier 1 turret at the top lane at the same time. A little bit more damage onto Zeka. Ain't going to do it here just yet. Inspired critically low. Zeka still fighting. A slam back at the wall. Inspired is alive, and Zeka's down.
There's a 2,000 gold advantage here. He got all of that play gold, got the first tower gold on top side, got the kill on Bwipo as well. Bwipo was obviously just trying to delay while they look for a cross-map play, trying to soak pressure from those two members. This lane economy snapshot powered by MasterCard showcases the enormous hill that they will have to climb now that this advantage and having the team win on the other side. So I think that's going to be what they're looking for. But the problem is HLE is doing such a good job of extending the gold lead. Yeah. You know, it really stalled out in those other games. You know, last game it was about a 3K gold lead around 10 minutes, which was massive for HLE thus far this series. His early game has been so strong. He's been pathing well, and we're going to see another tower die here as HLE just step forward, threaten it, and continue to build that gold lead here. Now just a hair under 5,000 at this point. But we're going to be trying to push up on that top side as Quad farms on bot. FlyQuest has no intention, obviously, of fighting for this dragon. Again, just trying to play for that cross map, see if they can get some gold back.
Yeah, the name of the game for FlyQuest is stall, 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 because HLE is so far in control of this game. You can see the inventory of Quad. The Rod of Ages stacked up to 6. He's got about 2/3 of the stacks on the tier as well, so around the time that he completes that Archangel staff, it should be nearly ready.
Like, I don't know how successful it's going to be throwing that ult on Desire. We have HLE on Baron.
Yeah, HLE is starting this one up. They know how powerful their carry is. Now with Immortal Reminder fully completed. Down there in the bottom lane, Bwipo having to back away from Doran at the same time. HLE unchallenged in the Baron so far, but now FlyQuest trying to step up. Delight here in the very front. They try to jump in. Inspired wants to go after the Poppy, but it ain't going to matter a whole lot. Quad's going to get caught. Nice Feather Caller, but it doesn't matter. Viper's already down. Bwipo teleports into the fight, but so does Doran. It's a 2-for-2 so far. Peanut trying to get away. Masu needs to buy a little bit of time. Busio here in the front line, but it ain't going to matter. Masu now in trouble. Meganar misses. Sidestep comes out, but the Proto Belt is still there. It's a 1v3, and Masu's done for. That's a nice fight for HLE. Yeah, they lost their Fed guy, but it took way too much from FlyQuest, and the remaining 3 men from Hanwha Life go right back to the Baron.
FlyQuest successfully shut down Viper, but they had to commit absolutely everything to do it. With Zeka still alive, they were able to turn the fight onto Quad, and as Azel has been saying, when you have this 2 damage threat composition, if you lose one of those sources, your damage is cut in half. A promising start to the fight in favor of FlyQuest, but HLE close it out.
They do get Viper, but Quad is CC'd 100-0 by the stolen Vial, and then Peanut CC in on the back line. And Busio and Bwipo just can't buy enough space here for Masu. As soon as Doran is going to mega out, they know there's no shot at winning this fight.
And Delight, you're like, oh nice, now they can't do anything, but that's the beauty of the Xayah ulti. You can just throw that up and you're completely safe in that situation while making that dive so much harder.
This game, Doran's going to be split pushing over in mid lane, while the remaining 4 players on HLE put the pressure on the tier 3 turret bottom. They've still got this Baron for another minute and a half.
When you have your opponents at soul point, when you have your opponents with that Baron buff, so FlyQuest gonna have to wait for mistakes and see if they can find an opportunity.
Zeka's the target, but he uses the stasis to get away from the Vi ultimate. Magnet Storm followed by the Killer Instinct from Masu. A pick for FlyQuest on the HLE mid laner, but at the cost of so many resources. Bwipo now trying to defend underneath the tier 2 turret here in the top lane, but the rest of FlyQuest is coming to collapse. Inspired has gone over the wall, coming up behind Delight. Bwipo surely going to be killed here, but remember that he comes back to life. FlyQuest still trying to keep the fight going. Busio goes over the wall. Delight's going to be your target here with a Shattering Strike coming out, but a little bit more damage is still going to be required. Busio grabbing the kill on that one. Petrifying Gaze onto Peanut. Viper and Dawn still trying to fight, but a massive impale from Peanut to turn it right back around. That might just be the game from the Hanwha Life jungler.
Quad is forced to retreat as Hanwha Life find a massive fight. Viper and Peanut do it once again. The 3-man ultimate into the feathers mean that the inhibitor will fall and HLE set their sights on the Nexus.
HLE on the victory march. FlyQuest did everything they could to try to stop it. They pushed HLE to a game 3, but you don't become #1 in the LCK for nothing. They're on to the Nexus turrets, and they want to end the game and end the series here. Doran down to about 1/3 HP as Zeka has to retreat now as well. Peanut trying to get away back through the bottom lane. He cruises through the wall. HLE heading back away. Peanut going to try to execute to the turret. The shield to buy a little bit of extra time, but it still doesn't matter. Busio will get the kill credit.
From FlyQuest, I think you're almost guaranteed to lose from that spot. And honestly, one dragon doesn't get you back into the game, even if you're able to steal it. So, you know, having a hope at maybe an Elder Flip or something like that.
There's Doran acting as bodyguard as well. And that's going to be a Baron secured for Hanwha Life.
Zeka even stealing away the Vi ultimate, so in case anybody from FlyQuest tries to stop it, he can immediately jump in to punish. Doran jumps in, wants to go for the Mega Gnar, but he doesn't find a whole lot of success with it. Zeka versus Inspired off to the side as FlyQuest try to hold the line. Miasma to stop HLE from stepping any further forward. Doran at about half HP, Bwipo doing the same. Over the wall goes Zeka, he's into the back line, but he uses the stasis. Magnet Storm from Busio looking to keep everybody locked up, but Viper is already unstoppable and FlyQuest is crumbling. A little bit more damage from Doran might get it done, but Quad kills Delight. FlyQuest scrambling, but it will not matter. HLE will not be denied. The LCK's #1 seed will earn their win, earn their ticket to the quarterfinals. 19-8, 30 minutes in, they'll take the series.
And what a heroic performance by Peanut. He was crushing it in this series. The early games from Peanut, absolutely incredible.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the Swiss stage of Worlds 2024. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.